Hey friends, welcome back to another video, and today we are folding the Wild Bull 2 by Kade-chan, and this is kind of a special collaboration video, so thank you Kade for letting me make this. And basically the pre-crease and collapse will be made on my channel, and then the final shaping to go from the base to the final model will be on Kade's channel. So go check those out, and let's get to it. All right, so this is kind of going to be a crease pattern solving style of tutorial. So I'll show you how to pre-crease everything, and then we're gonna go for the collapse. And there's a little bit of a folding sequence as if it were a diagram. Cool, so now if you have two colored paper, we're going to start with the non-colored side up, and we're going to fold our diagonals like this. All right, so now we're going to unfold those, and we're going to flip back to the colored side, and we're going to make valley folds along the half lines, but only in this corner. So what I mean is we're going to do our typical valley fold like this, but only to the middle point like that, and then same thing on this side. Like that. Sweet. All right, so now you're gonna flip it back to the non-colored side, and we're going to make some reference marks. So you're not gonna fully crease these. So take this bottom corner and fold it to the middle point, but only crease the little bit of the middle and then a little bit of the top, like that. And we're going to use these two reference points and line them up to the middle line, like that. And also do the same thing of just reference point. So a little bit in the middle, a little bit at the edge. And then our final fold, which will be a full crease, is you're going to go between these two marks that we just made. Fold a line in half like this. So I'll show that on the colored side so you can kind of see what we did here. And then on the opposite corner, the mark closest to the middle line, we're just going to valley fold up to it like this. And that's going to be the same thing on both sides. It's basically how that works. Just like that. Cool. So now we're going to flip back over to the colored side. And as you notice, our valley folds are still going this way. I'm keeping the crease pattern here just to reference. So this is the head, this is the tail. Here's the head, here's the tail. So if you need help orienting yourself like that, that's how we'll be running this tutorial. All right, so on the side of the head, using our reference points of these long diagonal lines, we're going to valley fold up to them. So just up to the corners, right in the middle like this. That way the corners of the two folds we have meet like so. And you're gonna do the same thing on the tail, except instead of valley folding, you're gonna mountain fold. So if you wanna do that from the non-colored side, I find it easier to fold just like this. Just like that. Awesome, so now we're going to fold in some more creases. So on the head, we're going to pretty much make a rabbit ear. You're just bisecting the angles here. So folding up to the edge like this, but only to the middle line. And then same thing on the other side. just like this. So you can see it makes a rabbit ear. And we'll leave that uncollapsed for now. On, on the tail side is a little bit different. So we're going to fold the same type of folds, except on the colored side, we're doing a valley. And you're only going to go up about 2/3. Doesn't have to be precise, but not all the way to the middle. And if you go up to the middle, that's okay, but try not to. And then we're gonna flip to the non-colored side. This time we're folding a bisector along the middle line, so like this. And we only want to fold up to the diagonals we just made. So as you can see, not too far up. We're gonna do that on both sides. Just like this. And then we're gonna flip it over. And if you can see, there is a point where they intersect right here. We're going to fold a valley along those 2 points. So line those up. Just valley fold slightly like that. And if it's a little easier to see in your crease pattern, we just did that line right there. Awesome, so let's move on. We're gonna finish on the outside creases. So on our big flaps right here, we're going to bisect these up to this diagonal line. So first one we're gonna do is a valley fold. It's like this. And then we're going to do the same thing except going this way. It's like this. And this one we're only going up to the line as well. And you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. All right, so now that we have those on both sides, we're going to, oh, sorry, it's this way. We're going to fold our model in half with the top diagonal line so that the head is at the top and the tail's at the bottom, just like this. And we're going to make some more creases. Now, if it's a little bit hard to see, I'm gonna use a pen to draw roughly where we're going to fold, and I'll point it out on the crease pattern as well. So first of all, we're gonna be doing these mountains and valleys. So it's approximately gonna be about like this, kind of like this. They're just 45 degrees, so I'll fold those in. And then we're going to do one on this side that goes about here. We're gonna connect them right here. And then we're also going to, let's see, I think it's about here to here, or like that. And then we'll see if we need to do any more. But yeah, let's get to it. So basically, we'll start up here. Let's fold this first one right here, and you're just going to take your flap and use the reference points of the corners. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's gonna be like this. And I'm only folding up about halfway. See? And then same thing, we're going to fold with our flap using the reference point, this time right here, up to the middle, like that, and then just crease in about halfway like that as well. And then now we're going to do this side. So this one's a little bit harder to see, but there is a reference point like that. And so when you fold over, you'll see it just like this. And then if you look on the other side, we can line up the rest of our reference point like this, fold about halfway up like this. And then lastly, we're gonna connect these 2 points. So They're a little bit off, but right here and right here. And we're going to draw in or fold in our line like that, which is just halfway to this line. So go ahead, do that. And if I quickly open up for us, you'll see that we have it on both sides. All right, and then we just need to do this fold right here. So there's a reference point here, and then it just goes to this line somewhere. So we're gonna fold and find a reference point like this. Just do a small fold like that. And we have it on both sides like this. All right, so we're actually going to fold our model in half. We have a couple more to do, but now on the tail side. So first of all, we are going to fold from this point up to about here. And reference point's pretty easy. So take your flap, find your reference point here, and it's just going to fold up like this. And you can fold through the whole line. And when you're folding in half like this, make sure that your edges are really close together so that the creases are precise on both sides. All right, so now that we're here, you can see we have our reference line here and here. We are going to fold that line to the edge like this. And then now we're going to fold this line to the edge. So like this. And if we unfold that, it looks like this, which looks like that. All right, so now we're going to fold this line right here. We're gonna pre-crease this, and I've kind of drawn it out for you right here, but it's between this line and this line. So you want to fold up to our line right here, just like this. Crease down, and you don't have to go all the way up. I'm kind of just about going to where this line is, and we're gonna unfold. And if you look on both sides, we have it right here. All right, so this is actually kind of a reshoot of this section. It'll follow suit with the editing, but we're going to do this diamond basically. So we can still keep it folded in half like this, but there's a little sequence. I kind of drew it out for you guys, but it's gonna be a little bit different. Now you might not have this crease yet, but we're actually going to make it. So there's a reference point at this dot that you can kind of see, and you're going to want to very carefully take both flaps evenly and valley fold along that line, and it should meet up with this line that we had just previously made. So fold it just like that, flip it over. As you can see, this is the section that we're going to be working with. So first of all, we're going to, just about till here, we're going to valley fold up to the edges. So we're bisecting right there. We're going to unfold that. And then we're going to take this line, which we should have pre-creased, and we're going to use that to get the bisector on the next angle. And your paper is not going to lie flat exactly like this, but if you need to just fold over or whatever you need to do to get that bisector. And from here, we're going to get the last crease by folding a rabbit ear. So just that other fold we just pre-creased. And it's going to basically reverse fold to form a little rabbit ear, just like this, just like that. So if you look at it from the other side, kind of looks like this, kind of like that. And crease that tight, unfold that, how we're going to get our creases there. So now we're going to flip ourselves to the non-colored side. And this is still the head, this is still the tail. We're going to bisect this line that we already have a crease for, and just up to about this line. And this is just gonna help us later on. So just valley fold it like this, up a little ways. And you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. Flip it back over. All right, so now the very, very last pre-crease we have to make is on the side of the head, where we have our points here and we have another point right here. And we're going to make a mountain fold along there. So find those 2 points, mountain fold up, right along those 2 points. And that is it for pre-creasing. So the next part is we're gonna start getting into collapsing. So stay tuned for that. You may notice that not all the creases shown on the crease pattern are pre-creased here. And that's because we don't have to. Through the collapse, a lot of these will come in, and trying to pre-crease them is just too much and a little unnecessary. So stay tuned for the collapse.
All this origami, all this origami, all this origami got me going kamikaze now.